Hey guys, it's KMan89. If you don't know me, that's because you don't know me. So today I'm just gonna show you some cool ways to make some swords. Yeah, it's just like a cool little tutorial. I have like two main ways I make swords, but I'll make like three in this video. And it's just three basic ways to make like a low poly-ish kind of sword. So the first way, get a cube. You're gonna rotate it on this axis. The x-axis, I guess, and you put it at 45 practically to get this slanted. You'll scale on the z-axis. You're just gonna scale it out on the x-axis, and you're gonna extrude this top part that's gonna be really pointy. Scale it out, and you're gonna press 1 to go into vertice mode and merge it at the center. Give it that pointy look. And I want to make it look like a low poly sword, so I'll scale it down a little bit like that. Actually, that's a little bit too much. Maybe that much. And then I'll scale the entire thing like this. And then like that. Yeah, alright. Then, you're just going to add like a cube. Really, there's just a ton of ways to make handles. I guess I'll make a couple ways. Because really, you can just mix and match. You can make the sword hand, like what's it called? Sword handle, the sword blade, and the guard. Like, they're all really different things most of the time, so the easiest way, just make like a cube. I'll make different examples for you. And then if I were to make like a very basic one, it'll just be your average. So yeah, that'll be our first sword, I guess. Guess that counts. So for the second sword, you're gonna want to take a cube, like before, and you're going to want to scale it down on the z-axis, and then you're practically going to scale it like this. This is going to be like the sword area, and you're going to add like what's it called? You're going to extrude the top, and you're just going to add 2 loop cuts across. Right click, and yeah. Then what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to merge the vertices on this side, and do the same for over here. At the top, you're going to merge all the vertices to the center. That'll give you your sword. And the nice thing about this one, I think it's a little bit customizable. Yeah, you can change the amount, and from 2 different angles. Change the thickness and like the width of, like, I guess the sharp point. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I want to use cylinder, so I'll use 6 vertices. What I'm gonna do, select it, rotate it on the x-axis by 90. Once I rotate it, scale it down, and I'll move it right here. Oh, okay. And practically what I'm going to do from here, scale a little bit more. Does that look good? Yeah. Then I'm going to make practically a replica, pressing Shift D, and then going on, I think this is the y-axis, and scaling it down. Putting on the other side, and using the increments, make it easier, and then scaling both sides. It's a pretty cool look. So then you're going to take this one, Shift D, and you're going to right click, practically putting it in where you started. You're going to scale it down a little bit, and you're going to scale it out. Give it this little cool, interesting look. And for the handle, I'm going to do the same thing. So rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees. G to move, bringing it down. Doing some final adjustments, and then moving it down. And then I'm going to add some cool little bits. That's the best way to explain it. Just to make it a little bit more interesting. And for the final one, I'm gonna make E, and then I'm gonna scale it in, just to give it a little bit more detail. So yep, that'll be our second. Alright, so now for the third sword. This one's gonna be a little bit more complicated. So we're gonna practically use the mirror modifier, and we're just gonna use like practically a line system where we just make a ton of lines and then we fill a shape. So you make a plane or really anything, and then you can press M when vertice mode is selected, and you practically merge all the vertices at the center. And then you're gonna wanna practically get on this plane, so I'll press 7, little arrow keys 6 and 4 on the number pad to move around. And then I'm just gonna start clicking away, just making whatever I want as a sword. So what I'm thinking, I'll go for something like this. I like that shape. Alright. So you're gonna select all, add modifier, and then go to mirror. And as you can see, it's not going on the right axis, so you're gonna go click until it goes on the right one. Press tab, and you're gonna press A. I don't even think you need to press A, but you'll just apply this modifier. So once you have the modifier, as you can see, it made the vertices. And practically you're gonna want to merge these ones, because really there's two vertices. So merge at center and merge at center. Then you have a complete shape that you can practically fill when you press F. So you're gonna want to press F now, the full shape. Press 3 to go into face mode, E to extrude, and finally you're gonna want to press K, the knife, what's it called, knife tool, and you're gonna cut down the middle. Press enter. Do the same with the bottom. And then you're gonna want to make the top part, like in these examples. So you could use loop cut, but for now, just using knife tool. Oh. Enter. And enter. There we go. Now, you're gonna want to merge these ones all the way around. Or bevel if you don't want to like have a very sharp blade. Now for this sword, I want to keep these two vertices because it actually kind of looks pretty interesting. I might scale it down a little bit, but as a sword, it looks kind of interesting. And it's always nice to have like a little bit of creativity. So once you have the sword, you're gonna go and make sure that all the geometry looks right. So right now it looks really good. Go scale down these. And I'd say that looks perfect. That's exactly what I've been going for. So we have the blade. I mean, I don't really like it that much, but there's room for improvement. Alright, so now I have my handle. I mean, not handle, my blade. I'm gonna make a new part in the scene, and I'm gonna make it a plane again. Or really anything, you just need to have a vertice. So then I'm gonna go press 7. Oh, wrong arrow keys over here. I'm gonna start clicking away, making another shape. So for this one, I think I'm gonna do it something like this. Alright, so once you have your one side, you're gonna do the modifier again. Just add the mirror modifier. Put it on the right axis and apply. It's also important to keep it like in the proper scene so you don't mess up adding a mirror modifier to the actual sword. But that's easy to fix. Merge at center. Merge at center. Fill the entire thing. Once you have that, you can extrude it up. used increments. I did not. That's unfortunate. Alright, so now in my shape, I'm gonna add a little bit of a bevel. Does that work? Don't like it on these sides. Alright, I will take that, I guess. Maybe I'll scale this part. Do some final adjustments with the sword, whatever you think would make it nicer. Yeah, I think that would look nice. And then, finally, we're gonna add the handle. Now, of course, we could do the plane again. It would look really nice. So, I'm gonna make two different versions. I'm gonna make one with a handle, and then I'm gonna make another way to make another handle. So, merge at center. And just start clicking away. Another way, if you want to make like a vertice but make it like only go like down one axis, I do not know. Just extrude, really easy and simple. And then what I'm going to do for this one, we're just going to have it where it comes out like that, and it kind of comes inward like that. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, I guess I have to make this a different selection. Like the selection only. And add the modifier. Apply. Merge at centers. And A, F. And there's your shape. That, oh no. I messed up again. Scale 0 C. And it's fixed. I'm gonna scale these inward because they are way too far out. So final adjustments. And I think that really adds a lot. I'm gonna do that. And I'm also going to do the same for the, and I'm gonna put it into sword. Make sure it's about evenly fine, because I am not doing good with my increments. Oh well. But to be honest, I don't think a lot of people care. No one's gonna see it, but try your best. It's always better to have increments, but if you fail, it's not the end of the world. So, once I have my sword placed in like that, I think a little bit of a bevel would look nice. Other than the blade, I'd say it's pretty good. So, there's my sword. I said I was going to do another handle, so I'll do another handle. This time, I'm going to use a different method. So, you're going to get a cylinder, rotate it. Oh, that's not right, actually. 90, enter, C. Move over here. I'll just make very generic handle. And then I'm gonna add a torus. The donut thing. Don't use this a lot, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure these are, yep. So I'd move it to 6 because there's 6 over here. The minor segments I would move to 6 also. It's whatever, like, how many like polys you can have, vertices for your game. But to be honest, just make it look good. Doesn't really matter. So I just noticed this would look really cool for a handle. I'll do that right after. So R, Y, 90, enter, and you're gonna scale it down. So really cool way to add some detail. Make this like the handle part, or even like the back part. So there you go. Pretty cool sword. And now I also saw some really cool thing. I'd be pretty dumb if I just left it out of the video. So cool handle. use a torus. You can use anything. To be honest, this is just ideas at this point. But just be creative. A lot of people aren't creative with their builds or whatever, and they just come out really boring. But like, imagine a sword right here. Like, if I were to just make a really generic sword. Now imagine, like, you could put like some particles in here. It's really up to you. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Take this. Like, this is just my idea. You can do anything. The great part about this. So, make it like that. And I'll finally move this out of the way so you can't see it. So, say if I were to take, I'll use an icosphere example, and I were just to put it right here. I mean, that looks pretty cool, but I was thinking something really small. I'm just making something that looks really interesting. Like, you don't really think of this as a sword. And that's like the nice thing about like modeling, you can really do whatever. So be creative. Like, I just made this on the spot and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. So there's a ton of ways you can use all the shapes, like icosphere, UV sphere, plane, and cube, torus, cone, cylinder. So yeah, it's just like, what's it called? Enjoy yourself. Build cool models. And I hope this tutorial, like, inspirational kind of video now, I don't know what it is anymore. I hope this helped you some way. And enjoy, leave a like if you, like, what's it called, want to help me out. We're nearly at 25 subscribers, I think. I don't know. And yeah. See you next time.